हमने सब्सिडरी वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग टू ऑल ऑफ यू फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल in the chapter of subsidiary books we studied the preparation of purchase book, sales book, purchases return, sales return book and all now, and even the cash book, the single column and double column. Now you must be remembering कि जो eighth kind of subsidiary book होती है उसका नाम होता है journal proper, and the transactions which cannot be recorded in the other 7 subsidiary books are recorded in journal proper. So what is the procedure? What are the rules that have to be followed to record the transactions in the journal proper? That will be our topic of study for today. The rules of debit and credit, because when we record a transaction either in journal or in journal proper, we have to follow certain rules of debit and credit. Which account has to be debited, which account has to be credited, we need to concentrate, or we just need to memorize, keep in our mind those rules. So today's topic of study is the rules of debit and credit for recording the transactions either in journal or in journal proper. Fine. According to the modern classification, the accounts are classified into 5 categories, that is assets, expenses, liabilities, and capital, and lastly the revenue, or you can call it to be income. These are the 5 categories under which you can classify the accounts on modern basis. There is a traditional classification of accounts also, but this is the modern classification over which we can classify accounts into 5 categories. What do we mean by accounts? We had already taken that explanation in the first chapter, that in which we studied the difference between accounting, accounts, accountancy, bookkeeping and all. So accounts is a place where the transactions of similar nature are grouped together at one place, is known as the account or a ledger account. And these accounts can be classified into 5 categories, that is assets, expenses, liabilities, capital and revenue. So just you need to keep remember, whenever there will be an increase in assets, it will be debited, and whenever there will be an increase in an expense, it will also be debited. On the other side, in case there will be any decrease in asset, it will be credited, and if there will be any decrease in expense, it will be credited. अब इन दोनों का सिमिलर सा आप कैसे याद रखेंगे? सिंपल सा लॉजिक सोच के देखिए, जब आप कोई एसेट परचेज करते हो, अगर आपने कोई एसेट परचेज किया तो आपके पास पैसा आया या पैसा गया? ऑब्वियसली इफ वी आर बाइंग एनी एसेट, देयर इज एन आउटफ्लो ऑफ कैश. व्हेन यू आर मेकिंग एन एक्सपेंस, रेंट, वेजेस, सैलरीज, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, टेलीफोन, whenever you are making any expense, क्या कैश आ रहा है या कैश जा रहा है? ऑब्वियसली whenever we are making an expense, हमने इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल का पेमेंट किया, हमने वाटर बिल का पेमेंट किया, हमने वेजेस का पेमेंट किया, सैलरीज का पेमेंट किया, टेलीफोन एक्सपेंसेस का पेमेंट किया. In all these situations there is an outflow of cash. So in the assets as well as in expenses, there is similar nature. Whenever you will incur expense, there will be an outflow of cash. Whenever you buy an asset, there will be an outflow of cash. So both are having the similar rules, that is increase in asset will always be debited, and similarly increase in expense will also be debited. On the other side, any sort of decrease in asset and expense will be credited. Let us move further. We are having the further 3 remaining categories which are having just opposite to it. First of all, liabilities. Any increase in liability will be credited. Any increase in capital will also be credited. Any increase in revenue or income will also be credited. ये आपको सारे rules याद रखने पड़ेंगे. सिंपल सा आप याद रखें, एसेट एंड एक्सपेंसेस डेबिट होते हैं, एसेट्स एंड एक्सपेंसेस डेबिट होते हैं, और अगर हम बात करें लाइबिलिटीज, कैपिटल एंड रेवेन्यू की, तो लाइबिलिटीज, कैपिटल एंड रेवेन्यू क्रेडिट होते हैं. कौन से पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से? इंक्रीज पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से. ऑन द अदर साइड, इफ देयर विल बी अ डिक्रीज इन द लाइबिलिटी, अगर कोई लाइबिलिटी आपकी डिक्रीज हो रही है, इट मींस इट विल बी डेबिटेड. कैसे लाइबिलिटी डिक्रीज होगी? लाइबिलिटी का एग्जांपल ले लेते हैं. क्रेडिटर. Creditor is a person to whom we sell goods on credit. Sorry, my mistake. Creditor is a person from whom we have purchased goods on credit. Fine. तो creditor create हो गया. Creditor is a liability. We are our business is owing an amount to this creditor. Now suppose आपने उसको पेमेंट किया. जैसे ही आपने क्रेडिटर को पेमेंट किया, क्रेडिटर रिड्यूस हो जाएंगे. आपने बैंक से लोन ले रखा है, क्या ये आपकी लाइबिलिटी है? ऑब्वियसली इट इज अ लाइबिलिटी ऑफ आवर बिजनेस. आपने जैसे ही लोन का रीपेमेंट किया, तो क्या आपकी लाइबिलिटी कम हुई? ऑब्वियसली आवर लाइबिलिटी विल बी रिड्यूस्ड. So wherever there will be a reduction in liability, whenever there will be a fall in liability, it will be debited. Wherever there will be a reduction in capital, what do we mean by capital? The meaning of all these terms. What do we mean by assets, expense, liability, capital, revenue? We had already taken the detailed explanation of all these terms in our previous lecture when we studied the basic accounting terms. उस चैप्टर में हमने इनका पूरा अच्छी तरह से पढ़ लिया है. That chapter is just like a glossary for the whole syllabus of yours. So whenever there will be a decrease or fall in the capital, that will be also debited. And lastly, अगर कोई रेवेन्यू में कोई इनकम में भी कमी होती है, that will also be debited. So बस ये रूल्स आप याद रखिए. Assets and expenses will be debited from the increase point of view. Fine. And the remaining liabilities, capital and revenue will be credited from the increase point of view. यहाँ तक अगर किसी के माइंड में कोई डाउट, कोई कंफ्यूजन, कोई क्वेरी है तो पूछ लीजिए. अदरवाइज ये रूल्स आप लोगों को मैं डिक्टेट कर रहा हूँ, आपको लिखने भी है. हालांकि ये अच्छा सा सुंदर सा फ्लो चार्ट है, इसे तो आप कॉपी में बना ही लेंगे. इसके अलावा रूल्स में डिक्टेट कर रहा हूँ, उनको आप जल्दी से लिख लेंगे अपनी कॉपी में. You can just keep remember, any increase in asset and expense will be debited, while any increase in liability, revenue and capital will be credited. These are the categories actually under which each and every item can be classified. Now let me provide you some of the examples, like what we can take to be for the assets. Let us take some of the examples of the assets. Land, building, plant, machinery, land, building. Then you can take it to be furniture. Fine. So these are the some of the examples of assets. There are a lot of kind of assets. Goodwill is also an asset. Patents is also an asset. So that is an example. These are the few of the examples of assets. If we'll talk about expenses, wages, then rent, electricity, these are the few of the examples of expenses. If we'll talk about liabilities, what can be the examples of liabilities? We all know that is creditor, bills payable, bank loan, etc. are the examples of liabilities. For capital, there is no example required. It is just meant by capital. That is the money invested by the owner in his own business is called capital. It is also known as the net worth of the business. It is also known as the owner's equity. It is also known as the internal liabilities. These are the various names given to capital. After that, we do have revenue or the income. Let us take few of the examples of revenue and income. So you can take it to be interest received, from bank or somewhere else. Fine. Or you can take it to be commission earned or received. Fine. Or what you can take it to be the sale of goods, or simply you can call it to be sales also, because sale word is always used for goods only. So these are the few of the examples of income and revenue. So you जितने भी अकाउंट्स आएंगे, जितने भी कोई भी नेम आ जाए, वो सब इन्हीं 5 कैटेगरीज में आपको क्लासिफाई करना है. ठीक है. Suppose if you get a term bad debts, so where the bad debts will be classified? Bad debts will be classified as an expense. The meaning of bad debts, You can find it in chapter number 2. When the amount become irrecoverable is called bad debt. So bad debt will be classified as expense. But bad debt recovered, what about bad debt recovered? Bad debt recovered will be categorized under revenue. Bad debt recovered will be classified as revenue. ये सारे examples लिख लेना आप अपनी copies में. And on a similar basis, you just have to classify like cash, bank balance. These all are fall under assets. Any queries, anybody till here? You can just mention in the chat box. Else we'll just continue with the numerical part. जनरल एंट्रीज करके हम समझेंगे सीखेंगे कि किस तरह से ये ट्रांजैक्शंस रिकॉर्ड किए जाते हैं. दिस इज द कंप्लीट इंट्रोडक्शन दैट विच अकाउंट्स टू बी डेबिटेड एंड विच अकाउंट्स टू बी क्रेडिटेड अंडर विच सिचुएशंस. जितने भी अकाउंट्स होंगे वो इन्हीं 5 कैटेगरीज में आपको कैटेगराइज करने हैं, क्लासीफाई करने हैं. इसके अलावा कोई 6th कैटेगरी आप नहीं बना सकते. दीज आर द 5 कैटेगरीज अंडर विच अकाउंट्स कैन बी क्लासिफाइड. फाइन, आई थिंक एवरीवन इज क्लियर. लेट अस मूव फर्दर. Here's the question in front of you on your screen, and you just have to check whether these transactions, in which kind of subsidiary book these transactions can be recorded. The first transaction we do have is furniture purchased from India Furniture Mart for ₹10,000. Until and unless it has not been mentioned in the question that it has been purchased for cash, and where the name of the supplier is given, now we will assume that this furniture has been purchased on credit. अगर आपने गुड्स परचेज किया होता क्रेडिट पे तो आप उसको परचेज बुक में रिकॉर्ड कर देते, और यही फर्नीचर अगर आपने कैश में परचेज किया होता तो आप इसको कैश बुक में रिकॉर्ड कर देते. लेकिन हमने ये फर्नीचर परचेज किया है क्रेडिट पे, ना तो हमने गुड्स है तो ना तो हम इसको परचेज बुक में रिकॉर्ड कर सकते हैं, ना ही हम इसको कैश बुक में रिकॉर्ड कर सकते हैं. So that is the rule I taught you. The transactions which cannot be recorded in the either of the other subsidiary books are recorded under journal proper. So this is the first transaction, that is furniture purchased on credit for ₹10,000. This will be recorded in journal proper first of all. Fine. The second transaction, just concentrate over the second transaction. On January 5, check received from Mohan for ₹5,000. अब आपको अगर याद हो, मैंने बताया था receipt of check and endorsement of check. Receipt of check and endorsement of check is not recorded in the cash book. याद है ना? Similarly, तो जब कैश बुक में रिकॉर्ड नहीं होता तो कहीं तो रिकॉर्ड करना पड़ेगा. So check received, the spelling of check is mentioned here is wrong. You just can correct and understand. Check received will be recorded where? It will be recorded in the journal proper. एग्जामिनेशन में आपको डायरेक्टली ट्रांजेक्शंस गिवन रहेंगे, एंड यू हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई दैट विच ट्रांजेक्शन इज टू बी रिकॉर्डेड अंडर विच सब्सिडरी बुक, एंड देन यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर दैट सब्सिडरी बुक. द थर्ड ट्रांजेक्शन इज डिपॉजिटेड द अबव चेक इन द बैंक. Check deposited in the bank, where it can be recorded? Can it be recorded under the cash book? Answer is yes. Check deposited into bank can be recorded in the double column cash book. So उसको कैश बुक में रिकॉर्ड करेंगे, और अभी तो हम जर्नल प्रॉपर बनाना सीख रहे हैं. सो वी नीड नॉट टू कॉन्सेंट्रेट ओवर ट्रांजेक्शन ऑफ जनवरी 6. तो ट्रांजेक्शन ऑफ जनवरी 6 को हम क्रॉस कर दें, क्योंकि ट्रांजेक्शन ऑफ जनवरी 6 कहाँ पे रिकॉर्ड होगा? ट्रांजेक्शन ऑफ जनवरी 6 डबल कॉलम कैश बुक में रिकॉर्ड होगा, जर्नल प्रॉपर में नहीं होगा. फाइन. Let's see the next transaction. On January 10, a customer became insolvent. What does insolvent mean? A person who is unable to pay his debts is called insolvent, or the person who is unable to pay his liabilities is called insolvent. अब वो हमारा कस्टमर था, हमसे गुड्स परचेज करके ले गया था क्रेडिट पे, and now he has become insolvent. So a debt of ₹1,000 has become irrecoverable from him. What it is? It is called bad debt. अभी बताया था मैंने, when the debt become irrecoverable, it is known as bad debt. Where it can be recorded? Can it be recorded in the cash book? But no, it has become irrecoverable. Cash transaction थोड़ी ना है जो कैश बुक में रिकॉर्ड होगा. Can it be recorded in the purchase book, sales book, purchase return, sales return, or any of the other subsidiary book other than journal proper? The answer is clear no. So this transaction will also be recorded in the journal proper. So out of the 4 transactions given to you on the screen, you have identified that 3 transactions can be entered in the format, that is journal proper. So let us start with recording these transactions. Now just concentrate over the format also. You are given with the format of journal proper, in which we are having total 5 columns. The first column is for date. The second column is for the particulars, in which we will pass the journal entries. The third column is for the ledger folio, in which we will not write anything, but we have to draw this column. The fourth column is for the amounts to be mentioned for the debit. जिस अकाउंट को डेबिट किया उसके सामने डेबिट के कॉलम में अमाउंट लिखेंगे. एंड द फिफ्थ एंड द लास्ट कॉलम इज फॉर द अमाउंट्स टू बी मेंशन इन द क्रेडिट कॉलम. जिस अकाउंट को क्रेडिट किया उसका अमाउंट क्रेडिट कॉलम में लिखा जाएगा. सो दिस इज द फॉर्मेट ऑफ जर्नल प्रॉपर, which is having 5 columns, and let's see how the transactions will be recorded and entered in this format. First of all, we are having the first transaction, that is on 2021 January 1st. So how the date has to be recorded? The date will be mentioned in the same way as I taught you earlier. First of all, 2021. After that, in the next line, you will mention the month January, and then the date, that is January 1st. Fine. Now the transaction will be recorded. First of all, we have to identify that in this transaction which account have been debited, because पहले डेबिट का अकाउंट लिखा जाएगा और उसके बाद क्रेडिट का अकाउंट लिखा जाएगा. We have to identify which account have been debited and which account has to be credited in this particular transaction. The transaction is furniture purchased from India Furniture Mart for rupees 10,000. Let me help you to understand what is the nature of furniture. Furniture is an asset. And जब आपने furniture purchase किया तो आपके business में asset increase हुआ है. Increase in asset has to be debited. So furniture account will be debited first of all. Fine. Secondly, you have purchased this furniture from India Furniture Mart, and whenever we purchase anything from anyone on credit, that person or that institution becomes creditor of our business. And जब आपने उससे credit पे purchase किया, so there is an increase in creditor also. And increase in creditor, that is increase in liability. Creditor is a liability. Increase in creditor, that is increase in liability, will be credited. So in this transaction, we have encountered that one account, that is furniture account, will be debited, and the another account, that is India Furniture Mart account, will be credited. Now, as we are already aware कि कौन सा account debit करना है, कौन सा account credit करना है, so we can easily record that transaction. Just concentrate over the screen. Furniture account. Now just leave the space and write DR representing debit. After that, in the next line, leave some space. Then what it is, the name is India Furniture Mart. Account. In front of furniture account, we will mention the amount in the debit column, rupees 10,000. And in front of India Furniture Mart, the amount will be mentioned in the credit column, because this account have been credited. After that, same in the particulars column, we have to mention a short explanation of this transaction also. कि ये transaction हमने किस चीज का record किया है. It will start from the word being furniture purchased on credit. This short explanation mentioned in brackets. This short explanation mentioned under brackets is known as, and in the particulars column under the journal entry, is known as narration. This is a short explanation of the transaction that have been entered or recorded. कि हमने transaction किस बात का record किया है, उस बात का short explanation है. After each and every journal entry, you will draw a line but this line should extend only and only in the column of particulars, not in the column of amount or any other column. This line should extend only in the column of particulars. Fine. Now let us move further. Now we will record the second transaction. The second transaction is of January 5. So we'll mention the date first of all, January 5, and the transaction is check received from Mohan for ₹5,000. अब आप अगर मोहन से चेक रिसीव कर रहे हैं, so you have to just think over it. मोहन कौन होगा? Obviously मोहन must be a debtor. मोहन को हमने गुड्स वगैरह सेल किया होगा क्रेडिट पे, या उसे हमने पहले कभी पैसा दिया होगा. That's why we are receiving check from Mohan. Fine. So it is debtor. Debtor का क्या नेचर रहता है? Debtor is an asset. Creditor is a liability while debtor is an asset. And when you are receiving a check, what is the nature of this check? When you are receiving this check, whenever you are receiving this check, this will fall under asset. Check in hand, draft in hand, cash in hand, all these fall under asset. So whenever you are receiving check, it is increase in asset. Increase in asset has to be debited. So which account will be debited? Check in hand account. Check in hand account will be debited. Why? Because we have received a check and this has resulted in the increase in asset. So it will be debited. By what amount this check in hand account will be debited? The amount of check, that is ₹5,000. After that, who has given this check to us? This check has been given by one of the person named as Mohan, and Mohan is a debtor. Debtor, which is an asset. सो जब मोहन ने हमें चेक दे दिया तो डेटर क्या हो जाएगा? रिड्यूस हो जाएगा. एसेट क्या हो जाएगा? रिड्यूस हो जाएगा. एंड रिडक्शन इन एसेट हैज टू बी क्रेडिटेड. भाई मोहन से हमें सपोज करें 50,000 रुपीज लेने थे. ध्यान से सुनिएगा इस बात को. मोहन से हमें सपोज 50,000 लेने थे और उसने हमें 5,000 दे दिया. तो अब हमें मोहन से कितना और लेना है? अब हमें उससे 45,000 लेना है. पहले हमारा डेटर कितना था? 50,000. अब हमारा डेटर कितना रह गया? 45,000. तो डेटर कम हुआ कि नहीं हुआ? Obviously yes. Reduction in debtor means reduction in asset. Reduction in asset has to be credited. So कौन सा अकाउंट यहाँ पे क्रेडिट होगा? मोहन्स अकाउंट will be credited here to मोहन्स अकाउंट. क्या वो लिख क्यों नहीं रहा है? सॉरी. मोहन्स अकाउंट, and the amount will be mentioned in the credit column. After that, in the column of particulars, we will note down the short explanation of this transaction, that is being check received from debtor, or you may call it to be the name, that is Mohan, as you feel good. Narration means a short explanation of the transaction that you have entered. जो भी आपने ट्रांजेक्शन किया उसका एक शॉर्ट एक्सप्लेनेशन. एंड जस्ट आफ्टर दैट क्या करना है नेक्स्ट? हमें भाई ट्रांजेक्शन कंप्लीट हुआ है, जर्नल एंट्री कंप्लीट हुई है, तो लाइन ड्रॉ करेंगे. बट दिस लाइन शुड एक्सटेंड ओनली इन द कॉलम ऑफ particulars, not beyond that. After that, moving to the third transaction. The third transaction is on which date? The third transaction is on January 10, क्योंकि January 6 का transaction तो कैश बुक में जाएगा. So the next transaction is on January 10. Let's record this transaction. What it is? A customer became insolvent. Let me mention the date, January 10. A customer became insolvent, and whenever insolvent is there, so मैंने पहले लिख रखा है bad debts कहते हैं. The amount when become irrecoverable, it is known as bad debt. What is the nature of bad debt? Bad debt is an expense. Expenses are always debited. So एक नया bad debt जैसे arise हुआ, जैसे हमारा expense arise हुआ, increase in expense हुआ, so it has to be debited. So bad debt account debited. Bad debt account debited. देखिए बहुत इजी है सारी चीजें, कोई दिक्कत वाली बात नहीं है. सिर्फ आपको मेन इस पे कॉन्सेंट्रेशन कहाँ पे देना बताऊं. आपको ये क्लियर होना चाहिए कि जो सामने अकाउंट आया ना उसका नेचर क्या है. क्या वो एसेट है, क्या वो एक्सपेंस है, क्या वो लाइबिलिटी है, क्या वो रेवेन्यू है, क्या वो कैपिटल है, बस वो आपके माइंड में क्लियर होना चाहिए। बाकी चीजें बहुत सिंपल और ईजी, बाकी कोई दिक्कत वाली बात नहीं है, रूल तो आपको याद हो जाएंगे। तो कितने का बैड डेट हुआ, 1000 रुपीज का। अब बात ये आती है कि बैड डेट को तो डेबिट कर दिया, क्रेडिट किससे करेंगे? तो बैड डेट किससे हुआ है? हमारे कस्टमर से। कस्टमर कौन था? जिसको हमने क्रेडिट पे गुड सेल किया था। क्रेडिट पे गुड सेल किया था यानी कि वो हमारा डेटर था, और अब उस डेटर से हमें अमाउंट रिसीव नहीं होगा। यानी कि पहले डेटर सपोज हमने लिख रखा था, अब हम उसको क्या कर देंगे? रिड्यूस कर देंगे। डेटर क्या होता है? एसेट होता है। रिडक्शन इन डेटर मीन्स रिडक्शन इन एसेट। रिडक्शन इन एसेट मीन्स इट हैज टू बी क्रेडिटेड। सो टू डेटर अकाउंट, और इफ यू वांट यू कैन मेंशन द कस्टमर आल्सो, क्योंकि नेम गिवन नहीं है। अगर नेम होता तो हम डायरेक्टली नेम मेंशन कर देते, राम मोहन सोहन जो भी नेम होता। ओके, सो यू मे call it to be bad debts account debited to debtor account और bad debts account debited to customers account, दोनों में से कोई भी एक लिख सकते हैं। with the amount of rupees 1000 in the credit column। ये ध्यान रखिएगा, डेबिट के सामने डेबिट के कॉलम में अमाउंट और क्रेडिट के सामने क्रेडिट के कॉलम में अमाउंट। क्लास थोड़ा सा एक्सीड हो रही है, 1-2 मिनट, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, बस लास्ट ट्रांजेक्शन है हमारा। नरेशन विल बी बीइंग bad debts written off। So this is how the transactions are recorded in the journal proper. These are the rules of debit and credit that you have to keep in your mind. The classification of accounts on modern basis. These are the total particulars that we had studied today. And after the last transaction, now you can draw a line in the amount column where you can make the total. है ना, लास्ट कॉलम, लास्ट जनरल एंट्री जहाँ पे आपकी हो गई, वहां पे आप टोटल लाइन एक ड्रॉ करके और इन दोनों कॉलम का डेबिट और क्रेडिट का टोटल कर सकते हैं। अगर डेबिट एंड क्रेडिट का दोनों का टोटल इक्वल आया है, इसका मतलब आपने सारी जनरल एंट्री सही रिकॉर्ड की हैं। और अगर डेबिट और क्रेडिट का टोटल इक्वल नहीं आया, इट मीन्स यू हैव कमिटेड सम एरर, सम मिस्टेक। तो 16,000 तो हमारा डेबिट का टोटल है और 16,000 ही हमारा क्रेडिट का टोटल है। सो we can say the transaction is are all the entries are correct। अब किसी के माइंड में कोई भी कंफ्यूजन, कोई डाउट है तो पूछ सकते हैं। and if no, then you can just practice some of the more questions from this